Hey everyone, you're watching We Had That, and today I'm going to talk about the awesome Mythic Legions Brother Mandibulus action figure. Brother Mandibulus is a skeleton warlord who was released as part of the advent of Decay wave. He's a member of the Congregation of Necronominus faction, a group of highly ordered and single-minded skeleton warriors guided by faith in their dark god. Brother Mandibulus is one of 3 remaining children of Necronominus and has been described as aggressively ruthless. His goal is to slaughter anyone who opposes his family or their disciples. Honestly, I don't usually pay much attention to the storylines for the Mythic Legions figures. I just pick up the figures that I like. But the storyline for the Congregation of Necronominus is actually pretty cool. Plus, the faction's made up of skeletons. I've been a fan of skeletons from the sword and sorcery genre ever since I was a kid. Dungeons and Dragons, Jason and the Argonauts, even old horror comic books with artists like Bernie Wrightson. So I think it's awesome that the Four Horsemen have released so many cool skeletons as part of the Mythic Legions line, and Brother Mandibulus is easily one of my favorites. Even though most of the parts for this guy are reused from other figures, the way they're all put together, combined with the paint scheme, makes him stand out as one of the better looking skeletons to me. He has a heavily armored right arm with the bones of his left arm showing through. Actually, because most of his body is covered in armor, the left arm is really the only thing that would prevent him from looking like just a regular knight if he were given a different head. He's the most armored skeleton in the entire Mythic Legions line. I think about half of my Mythic Legions figures came with a second head. I always feel like I'm getting a better deal when the figures have an extra head, even though I typically prefer one head over the other, and I don't usually switch them out very often. Brother Mandibulus would be one of my favorites, even if he just came with his main head, but since he comes with the second extra head, I feel like he's an even better value. His main head is a skull with a helmet, and his alternate head is just a plain skull with no helmet. As a cool added bonus, the jaw of the second head can open and close. I'm pretty sure the jaw of the first head with the helmet is also supposed to open and close, but mine felt really tight and I didn't want to break the figure's jaw. Brother Mandibulus is armed with 3 weapons. First, he has an orc sword, a sword with a slightly curved blade that has a bit of a hook on the end. The handle of the sword is made from 3 horns. It's very battle-worn looking, and it has a great paint job. Next, he comes with a mace. The massive top of the mace looks fierce and is accented with gold rivets. The handle is molded and painted to look like wood, and the whole piece is really cool. Lastly, he has a menacing-looking spear, which is described on the Four Horsemen's website as a Dark Forces spear. The long handle is painted to look like copper with a massive battle-worn blade at the end. It's tied onto the handle with heavy rope. Brother Mandibulus also comes with 2 massive removable shoulder pauldrons. Although he still looks cool without them, this is one figure that I think looks much better with the pauldrons on. They go well with the armored collar around his neck. His helmet is ordained with 3 horns, one of which is broken off, presumably damaged in battle. The helmet has a visor which can be positioned either covering his face or tilted up so that you can see the entire skull underneath. He has a black and red tunic, which is decorated with a crude version of the Congregation of Necronominus crest. The figure also comes with 2 pieces of cloth, one black and one red, which allow for the tunic to look more like fabric and wrap entirely around his legs. I've seen other people take the figure apart at the waist and put the waist ball joint through the little slit in each piece of fabric, but I just draped one piece over each leg for these photos. I may put it on more permanently later because honestly, the cloth skirt really does look cool. The cloth is painted and cut to appear worn and really adds a good bit to the overall look of the figure. As with most Mythic Legions figures, he also comes with a brown belt with a slit to hold a sword or a knife. In this case, the sword doesn't really fit into the belt, but it does hold the mace pretty well. Lastly, he comes with the 2 wing attachments and the extender piece that are included with most Mythic Legions figures. I've never had a set of the wings, so I've never had occasion to use these pieces, but I have plenty of them in case I ever decide to add wings to any of my figures. I've also seen the extender pieces used to add shields to figures' backs, but I've never really had much luck getting that to work. Although I like most skeletons, This one really does stand out to me as being one of the cooler ones in the Mythic Legions line. The details in the sculpt of the helmeted head, the cool armor, the colors, and the extra fabric of the tunic, combined with his array of menacing-looking weapons, just give this figure an ominous look that strikes a chord with me. I hope to add more skeletons to my collection in the future, but I'm certainly glad to have this guy already. What do you think about the Brother Mandibulus figure specifically, and are you a fan of the Mythic Legions skeletons in general? Do you have any of these awesome undead warriors in your collection? Tell me in the comments below. Also, please give this video a like, share it on social media. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notifications bell. And one last thing, if you're a fan of toys, you should know about ToyLanta, the biggest toy show in the southeastern United States, held annually just north of Atlanta, Georgia. Visit ToyLanta.com for more information. As always, thanks for watching.